Well, it happened. The haters have officially gotten the upper hand this one time. We spent all night recording a very special, spectacular episode 400, a special date that we definitely remembered and didn't have to record a special little intro about after. And we sent all the files, and I went to bed thinking, oh boy, I can't wait to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow to put episode 400 together for all the kiddies like I've done 400 plus times. But then, disaster struck. The wrong file was attached. And in my desperate attempt to try and get things fixed, I found out that much like the character from Counting Crows' 2002 song, Big Yellow Taxi, a big jet black Nissan Sonata came to pick up my friends to take them to some sort of wild street party. So unfortunately, the file has eluded me. So tell you what, episode 400 is grand. It's cool. It is coming sometime soon. You'll have to be patient for a little bit and wait. I don't know. The Sweaty Gumbo might be able to send it to me. Regardless, it's coming. And here's something to tide you over while you wait. It's one of our best received Patreon episodes just for free, just for all of you, because we done did a little goofer. But also if you want to, hear more like this, you know where to go. Patreon.com/do not relent. Anyway, love ya. Sorry this happened. Won't happen again.
3, 2, 1.
Archers, attack!
Grookey gang, grookey gang, grookey gang, grookey gang, grookey gang, grookey gang.
Beans and cheese, you put them together on one plate, it was all mixed up.
And now, from the salty streets of Borealis,
Another down! Do not relent!
After Dark.
Keep firing!
One for showing, one for blowing.
Tiny on the bottom, and then all of a sudden, bam, huge biceps. Slipping on ass.
I fucking lost my money because of you.
That was a very good wish.
Hey, welcome to your favorite podcast. We are the Enduring Destinos. We study the art of TRK films, Thomas Riley King.
And I'm excited because I was privy to a bunch of them, but then these boys let me in on the lost the lost arc that is his secret Vimeo. I still have plenty to pour through. Also, I'm Aaron.
Hello, it's immunization, or maybe I'm Alex here. Who knows? Who the fuck knows?
He would sorry, some kimchi. He would know he was Alex. Oh my god. Can you Okay, I got it. I feel like a cat with a hairball. Kimchi ball.
He has this barrel of kimchi that is just in our fridge, and several times a day he just grazes on it, sticks a fork into this giant barrel of kimchi.
What is the size of this? So, ice cream tub, would you say, sized?
Bigger than that, yeah.
Yeesharoo, that's a lot of gloopy cabbage to just kind of have around.
It's also shrimpy gloopy cat. It used to be they sell various sizes. I used to buy, maybe it used to be a little bigger than a peanut butter jar is what I was usually buying. But then I was eating the goddamn kimchi so fast, I had to upgrade. Now, I did almost buy a legitimate barrel. I'm talking what is this? Alex, how tall am I? How many, is this 12 inches, 13 inches I'm holding right now in my hands?
No, that's 3 times that.
What? This is not 3 times that, 13 inches. Put your foot in between.
It's like 2 feet or 2.5 feet is what you're doing there.
He's overestimating. Anyway, it's big.
2.5 feet tall?
I almost bought one that big, and I was like, I don't think I need all that kimchi. So I bought one that's maybe a little smaller than that.
No, let me just go and get a tape measurer and measure it. So that
Take a picture of it. Take a picture of it.
Even if it's 2 feet, let's say that we reduce this thing by a solid, like 25%, 20%. 2 feet of kimchi is so much. Did you have to take like things out of your fridge, like shelves out of your fridge to accommodate this kimchi?
If I was to buy the bigger one, absolutely, I would have to probably lay it sideways, or I'd have to take a shelf out. This one that I got fits within the confines of the refrigerator. He's taking a picture, so listen. It isn't that big. It could be bigger. This is what I'm saying. Anyway, it's good. You gotta use up some kimchi.
I wish I loved kimchi to that level that I would get a Costco family size just for myself. Like I said, when Tyre was on his quest, he made some kimchi and it just was stinky. I don't know if he didn't put the right stuff in it. It turned me off kimchi forever.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably, a white man making kimchi versus a Korean company making kimchi. Oh yeah, there it is. Fair. There's the kimchi. You can see it in host chat. It's about the size of a chunky salsa jar, but it also is. It's wider though. It is much wider than the picture lends you to believe.
Yeah. So the stats are it is 64 ounces of kimchi. So I don't know. Take that as you want.
That is a feasible. Okay, I was thinking for some reason, like tall. Like, I don't even know what it is, how I could compare it, but I am very glad that's a large but a manageable amount of kimchi to have at one time. And also, yes, there is nothing more frightening than seeing its size and also seeing that it's been reduced to maybe the final 8%. So much sliced cabbage kimchi has entered your body.
I bought this was this last week or 2 weeks ago?
A week?
I think it was last weekend. Yeah, so...
We're not even in double digits amount of days and you've nommed on this kimchi?
It's really good. I almost put it on that pizza you see, the 7-Eleven pizza box. By the way, 7-Eleven's pizza kind of slaps, by the way.
Kabiba,
it really does.
I guess
it's been our drunk after going somewhere thing that we pick up sometimes, because you can just have them make their pizzas there, and they aren't that expensive and they're pretty okay for the price range, and there's one right on our block, so it's super easy to get done.
Yeah, Caitlin swears by the gas station pizza. Whenever we go to the gas station to prepare for a big journey, I get a monster or something, so to stay awake if it's early. And she's like, hold on. And she has to go get 2 to 3 slices of the big greasy cheeser. And I'm just like, I wish I was that brave.
I also really like gas station hamburgers, which feels like a real gamble if I'm being honest, but so far they haven't done me dirty.
There's a particular gas station type that's in northern Michigan when I had to go there a bunch that would sell gas station barbecue chicken sandwiches. Oh, those were so good, but I know they were made out of unobtainium. They were made out of chemical X.
My thing is that I know that there are 7-Elevens that are also gas stations, but I don't know that I've ever been to one. I don't know if they're a thing here or in Michigan.
The ones I had growing up, they were all just standalone stores. They did not sell gas. That said, I have been to gas stations that feature 7-Eleven, so if I work backwards, maybe that's a 7-Eleven gas station. But I feel usually it's a 7-Eleven that's allowed to live under the branch of a shell.
I just feel I wouldn't trust that. I'd be worried I would accidentally try to get a Slurpee and I would end up with gasoline in my cup. I don't want to. You want to mix business and pleasure.
They definitely have those next to each other. They're in the same area enough that you could fat finger a big old cup of petroleum.
So that begs the question, is the gas or the Slurpee business or pleasure? Which is which here?
The Slurpee's business. The gas is pleasure.
Of course.
You probably have a bunch of pleasurable gas after all that fucking kimchi you ate.
Surprisingly, I don't think I actually have. Would you say my farts have been any stinkier?
No, I don't think that they have. It's more so just a thing that whenever he eats the kimchi, then our house smells like kimchi for another hour and a half.
Just the act of me opening the jar just wafts out into the whole living space of the house.
Oh, Lord. There's so many. I know that people came here to talk about first feature and Enduring Destiny, but one last thing. Caitlin got this ranch dip, but it's like a yogurt-based ranch dip, and this thing fucking reeks. The other day, there was a tense moment because we were just sitting, and she was dipping carrots in it and eating, but then she, like, hadn't closed it up, and eventually I had to be like, honey, can you please put the lid on? And she was like, oh my goodness, like, I'm sorry. And I was like, yeah, it's just stinky. And it was like a shot was shot in the home. It's like, it's nothing against you. It's just the ranch stinks. Close it up.
Does her breath smell like the thing?
No, it doesn't. It was just the open container. But it's like, and I'm not expecting you to dip, cover, but it's like, if we're not doing carrots anymore, please, I beg of you, it must be gone because its latent smell is terrible.
It kind of sounds like a Seinfeld bit. Dip, cover, dip, cover.
I feel like you guys, the solution here is you need to bring back in those HVAC fans that you had when your carpet was wet from the linking ceiling, you know?
Yeah, all I need to do, I need to tell the lady above me, I was like, let your daughter go fucking hog wild again so we can have our carpet be damaged, and then my wife can eat her carrots in peace and I don't have to smell it. Because I'm next to the snail vac.
You have to deal with large-ass fans.
But okay, everyone. You heard it.
Now time for the main event.
Yeah, the main event. I was privy to the grand showing, the grand premiere, before its official premiere even, of MSU alumni Curtis Matsky's first feature, a documentary that has been 14 years. I'm sorry, no, he was there at the beginning, so doing the math. 17 years in the making.
Which is crazy.
In which he covers the production, and then because he dragged his heels enough, the impact of Thomas Riley King's Enduring Destiny.
Which again, if you haven't seen it, hop on YouTube, look up Enduring Destiny, and treat yourself to a great bad movie.
Honestly, I'll just post the link on the Patreon or in our Discord. Like, everyone who loves bad movies should see this. It is like quintessential bad movie that is like enjoyable because it's so bad, you know?
And watch it now because it's slowly becoming lost media. So Curtis did tell me, this is after the fact, but TRK, we found it because Slide saw you saw the Blu-ray somewhere. You saw it at Disc Replay, and you're like, what is this?
No, not at all. I knew about Enduring Destiny because my girlfriend at the time invited me to go see Enduring Destiny screening at the movie theater. And I said...
It's one screening at Studio C
and I said,
in March 2014.
And she went. She got to see the whole thing. She was telling me about it. She was like, it was so bizarre. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He made action figures of himself. What do you mean? So then I looked into it, and he made the Blu-rays. So I sought it out. I searched his account, I found his name, I added him on Facebook. I saw he was selling Blu-rays, and I immediately put an order in for one. And I sent it to my friend Trident, who's now in Arizona. I think he was in New York at the time, so he could rip. He ripped the Blu-ray for me.
It took him like a year and some change to decompile it, right? I remember it took him a while.
It took a while for it to get to him. Like, it was weird. So then he did it, and so if it ever becomes lost media, we have a copy. We have a couple copies saved in several places.
I would say, because I using my Crime Stoppers DVD creator, the ones that we would use to make like DVDs for the prisons, I have my own bootleg copy, but TRK does not sell the Blu-rays anymore. And I asked him, when are those coming out? And he was like, oh, well, I made about 200, and then there's maybe 10 remaining that are in storage, but I give them to friends as a joke sometimes. And
oh man, as a joke.
I learned from Curtis, California Balloon Films, the distribution company that has it on YouTube, is defunct, and he's like, that's gonna go down any day now.
Oh shit.
And luckily Thomas TRK has his own copy on YouTube, but without our private copies, it could easily become lost media.
Wow, yeah, we gotta lock this shit down. We're ready. We're historians. So yeah, I didn't. I guess I should have realized how limited he made those. Because my favorite thing was everybody was like, "Why are you making these Blu-rays instead of DVDs?" And he said, because I also asked for that, and he literally said something like, "Blu-rays have more longevity than DVDs, even though they're not as accessible." And I was like, okay, like
so many are. I remember Alex B was selling me on that too. He was intentionally getting rid of DVDs and turning them into Blu-rays, like just purchasing Blu-ray editions. And I was like, why? And he was like, well, they upped the graphics on level 3 by like 2%, and they're like the wave of the future. And now Blu-rays exist, but no one's ever like, oh, let me bust out the Blu-ray. The only people I know who have Blu-ray players are people who have like an Xbone or a PlayStation 4. Like, no one has a dedicated Blu-ray player because everyone made it up to DVD, and they're like, that's the height of technology. We don't need anything else.
They're cheap as fuck. That's why. So man, it's also great knowing that like we gotta cherish the physical, like the cover, because the cover in the back is like.
Because you have the real Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I have a little sleeve I stole from Crime Stoppers that I wrote Enduring Destiny in the corner, but like yours is legitimate.
So like I said, I really contemplated calling off work to show up to this thing, because I was like, I missed the first one. I missed my shot to see everything in its prime. I gotta make up for it. I just couldn't make it happen. So, but Aaron got to go, and you were eyes on the scene.
So
yeah,
yes,
we were so jealous, honestly.
So yes, I leave work early, which I work from home, and they weren't really doing anything anyway, so I was able to easily sneak out. But I leave work early because I was like, I don't want to miss a thing. But all the traffic that the app said was on my phone suddenly disappeared. So I show up to this church. The film festival's in a random church in downtown Lansing, which it's also weird. I went to school there for 4 years. I have hardly ever been in actual Lansing. Like, I was lost from the city that was just next door all those years.
Yeah, I mean, like, I went there every once in a while for, like, a concert or a baseball game, or I guess technically Spiral was in Lansing.
But, yeah, so I show up. I'm the first guy there. There's not a lot of Enduring Destiny merch or first feature merch or anything like that, other than a big poster. And so it's a audience setup of maybe for like 100 people, and it's just little old me for about 20 minutes.
Oh my god, just you?
Just me. Like, staff was kind of milling about, but I was the only person sitting in a seat for 20 minutes. This thing started at 6. At 5:50, I was still like, guess it's just gonna be me, huh?
How many people showed up by the time it actually started?
Towards the end, I mean, I want to say it was maybe 25. Maybe 25. And they were interspersed, so it kind of looked full, but it was not a big turnout for first feature, but also because the actual Lansing Film Festival started the next day. It started Thursday. And so this was just sort of like oh, returning sun. Like, the Lansing Film Festival, well, I'll say this. They had a trailer of what would play during the film festival, and I was like, oh my god, these are like real films. These beat the fuck out of like first feature, I'd imagine.
So is that why they gave him like the bad time slot, like the wrestling time slot?
I think yeah, because it's all these films are like, oh, people from like LA or New York. It's like they're just trying to get play of their movie somewhere, so they're like, sure, I'll put it in Lansing. But this was like a special thing. He was like, I'm going to premiere it here and then do a showing of Enduring Destiny. And then the actual premiere of first feature is at the Chattanooga Film Festival in June. There is a virtual option, but the only way to watch it is to get a ticket for the whole film festival, which is $280. So no thank you.
Oh my god.
I was going to bring it up and be like, boys, we can watch it online. But no, even if we split that, that's too much.
Oh my god. Do you think Maybe there's a bootleg version. Maybe we can find enough people who would split it. We can split it amongst like 200 people, so that way we can have a watch party.
I like how it's 200 people. Like, you could feasibly split it between like 10 people, and it's like, yeah, like I technically paid $12 to watch this film because that's what the 1 day ticket was.
With 200, it would be cheaper.
with two,
Imagine $1 each, Aaron.
Everyone pitches in $1.12, and we can get it.
Do we even have like 197 friends? Come
We put
on.
up posters.
I don't know if I could name you 50 people who I even talk to.
I could figure it out. Okay, wait. Another question. Between first feature and then the Enduring Destiny, how many people left? Like was it did everyone stay put for Enduring Destiny, or did some people go home?
No. And the audience, I'm not gonna be like, it was a sham, it was shit, no one showed up. But sort of panning around and listening to people's conversations, which was easy to do because there's only 24 other people there. and Kurt was one of them. This guy Pete was one of them. TRK was one of them. So we're looking at about 21 people who aren't me. And it seemed like half the audience were TRK's family. And because they went up after them, they were like, that was a great film. I'm still proud of what you did. I was like, okay, so these aren't like local yokels. These are like people he knows. And the other half were just obnoxious goofers that were extra obnoxious during the Q&A. I was like, oh, these are film students. These are MSU film students because this is put on by the MSU Film Club. The guy Pete I mentioned was like a professor. And so I was like, oh, so like I'm not going to go on a limb. I may be the only outsider who came here just for the love of the game.
Man, I guess that makes a lot of sense. I mean, obviously, Enduring Destiny does not have the pull it deserves in media. If only it did. We should start promoting it for TRK, and that way he can become rich and make more movies for us faster.
You know, I'm going to be joining a new Survivor game soon, and one of the things that you have to submit is like a cast intro that's like posted for the viewers to see. And you know, instead of just like actually typing up anything about myself, I should just send a link to Enduring Destiny.
You should make your profile picture just Thomas for a while. Just completely cosplay, just pretend to be TRK.
I also will say, I commented on, you saw my comment on TRK's Facebook page. I left a comment and said, oh my God, I'm so sad I missed it. Do you know when this will be available, like physical or to watch online? No fucking response. Yeah, he's posting on the Enduring Destiny page. He could have said like, oh, I don't know. Do you think he doesn't want to promote first feature because how much it lambasts him?
I really don't know. Yeah. Well, also I will say this, because I talked to him 3 individual times during this night. And I think Max Kenner is this in-your-face, haha, but really, like high intensity guy. And I think perhaps Thomas of 2012 was. I think now 38, 39-year-old Thomas Riley King is a very quiet and reserved gentleman. Like, I don't know if he'd make any promises or even try and pretend to do like Blu-rays anymore. I think he's just like, it's in the past. Now
Did the industry break him down?
I guess, yeah. You know, Shivers in the Attic has been going for 11 years, he said. He's already $120,000 in debt.
Whew. What was the official cost of Enduring Destiny again?
$20K. But that's his reported cost because in the film, okay, so there's so much of first feature I want to go into, but one bit that I loved is in the film, I don't know if this goes into the official cost of things. He is constantly paying people in daily rate increments with folded over money like he's like a mob boss. Like, you'll see him talking to people in scenes and be like, this, like, great job today, Ariel. And he just, he hands her like a folded 50 and then she like pockets it and walks away. Or there was a lot of interviews during, apparently the Mrs. Thrashel eating a hamburger. I'm sorry, the Peggy Thrashel eating a hamburger in the hot tub scene was very tumultuous. I don't know how well it shows up on camera. It was during a rainstorm. And they're like, Tom, do you want to go in? Like, the camera's going to get wet. This isn't suitable. And he's like, I only have this hot tub for 5 minutes. So they're in a rainstorm as they're trying to do this. But as they're talking to Peggy's actor, Mary, which there was a big to-do that he kept calling her Peggy on set. And she's like, my name is Mary. He goes, oh, okay. She would always have just folded money in her hand. So I think he was paying her like by the shot. Like, thanks for staying here. Here's 20 more bucks.
My God, I love that he was actually paying her in the food that she was eating in the hot tub.
He's like, yeah, here's 50 and a hamburger.
They only had one burger. She had to eat it very delicately. If you watch the film, she does not really bite into it much because she had bit into it, and then they had to do additional takes, and he didn't have more hamburger.
Please don't eat all the burger, Peggy. Please don't be a good method actor.
There's just a lot. Yeah, he was. I don't even know what to go into it. I guess I will say this: Curtis Matsky is campaigning as his friend. And as a TRK fan, he's his number one guy. He's so proud of him. But the film is, like, really biting to him. Like, there's a lot of deliberate editing choices where he's like, and I think I can get it done today. And, like, it holds on him, like, deflating. And it's like, Curtis, you didn't need to do that. Or there was a lot of things where, when Max first shows up to MSU, he's looking around the cab and he's like, oh, there's so many hotties here. And there's two random girls in hot pink.
With the earmuffs?
With the earmuffs running. And there's a big to-do of him having them do it 7, 8, 9 times. And while it's going like cut and go, it just slowly fades up. Thomas will only use one shot from this. And it's like, Kurt, it's good storytelling, but you're this man's friend. And this man is not well. Like, the story, it doesn't say it, but it's like, this is clear. This isn't like you and me, Kurt. This is a different caliber of man. You can't lambast him like this.
I wonder, do you think he asked him for permission? Or do you think he just, like, because TRK wasn't working with him, was he? Like, was he, like, consulting?
No,
nothing at all?
He only has a starring credit. And there is a bit in the film where in the narrative, it's Thomas's family talking to Curtis as he's filming the premiere at Studio C in 2014. But they're like, oh, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm filming a documentary. And Thomas's mom is like, who's that for? And it's like, oh, just wanted to document, everything that's gone on. And she's like, are you making fun of my son?
That's in it? That's in the thing?
That's in it.
What the fuck?
It cuts to a bunch of clips of people making fun of Thomas with, like, TRK, like, defeated.
What?
And there's even a professor who's like, you're going to let him see this, right? Like, if this is rude, I don't feel comfortable talking on this.
This is crazy.
Like, so
the guy who produced First Feature, is he like older than TRK, or is he like his contemporary?
Younger. He is much younger. Because you figure TRK was there for 7 years. By the time it was Curtis's freshman year, it was Thomas's 4th year at MSU. And so what it is TRK was in MSU's film club, and I guess he was just kind of like the town fool, like a jackass. Like everyone, they showed their shirts that the MSU Film Club made of a cartoon version of him in front of a big green square, and it says, we'll just green screen it. Because it's like, what, this fucking idiot loved to green screen everything, which you can see very heavily in Enduring Destiny. But it's like, he says he's his friend, but it kind of really felt like he was like, let me take this camera and like film the town idiot as he makes this.
It's really interesting, because if we were to make this film, we would include some of that stuff, but we would be a lot nicer about it. You know what I mean?
Like, it's not cool to kick a clearly autistic man while he's down, But at the same time,
Is he?
Like,
I guess he's a little weird, but we don't know if he's autistic.
In the film, he said, well, I when I was young, I was admitted with ADHD, but I don't know, the signs are there. Kind of when he talks at you, you can kind of tell.
I guess. Well, now
I don't know. I'm not an
it
armchair psychiatrist or psychologist. It just that was having spoken to other people who are autistic. That was sort of the vibes I was getting.
well, I just thought he was weird. Now it makes me feel like suggesting people watch his bad movie. You know what I get?
No, because
I mean, like, my thing is, like, I'll recommend I love watching bad movies. Like, that's the thing. Like, and I don't know. I recommend it just because I legitimately think it's a fun watch. You know what I mean? Like, it's
also,
entertaining.
It's a triumph of form. It may not be very good, but God, he put $20,000. He spent 4 or 5 years of his life making this, and he made a thing. Like, I'll celebrate him. I will not go and say like, he's a fucking idiot. It's like, yeah, he's a weird little guy, but he made. I mean, I'm going to the documentary about him and watching his film. He's not watching or listening to what I do. So clearly he's above me on this matter.
Don't forget, he also wrote Party All Night Long to my favorite song.
Frat guys do
Killing
it
girls
better.
do that better.
Yeah.
Like, is that available on streaming yet? Like, where's that at?
Curtis has the MP3s of those. I was supposed to get a DVD or a CD for pledging to the first feature Indiegogo back in 2013, which I didn't do. It was long defunct. But I messaged him. This is how long First Feature's been in production. I messaged him at Disney to ask if he needed any help making this film. And he was like, it's shelved for right now. But I was also like, okay, so can we access some of the bonus material you promised on the Indiegogo? Like, I'll pay you. But he's like, oh, I don't have access to that anymore. And I was like, I know you're lying. You have the clean MP3 to Cali Girls Do It Better and Frat Guys Party. Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck, Curtis? He's holding out. He wants to keep it for himself because he knows that you're going to re-upload it and take his gold. Also, okay, wait. So the footage. So there's footage of how much footage is there of the initial movie screening at Studio C? Is there a lot or just like a little bit?
There is a lot.
Oh my God, is she in it?
I looked. I will tell you, I looked desperately. I only saw her like once or twice, but I looked for what I kind of knew her to look like, and I was like, where is Slide Whistle's girlfriend?
I gotta get my hands on watch. Oh, I don't want to have to pay. Surely he'll make like he said he was gonna make a Blu-ray of it. Okay.
Yes, he says that he wants to make a Blu-ray double feature of that and Enduring Destiny. In which case, sorry, Tom, if your movie's in Kurt's DVD, I'll just buy his. But yeah, there is a lot. We see everything from him very manically, like packing props into his dad's car to get ready. We see him booking a limo, in which he is very thorough. He's like, "What's the limousine look like? What's the grill look like? Will there be of the car?" He wanted it to be impressive. "Will there be someone to open the door for me when I get out?" Which is so funny because he shows up to the movie theater well before anyone and then hides in the projection booth. That's where he enters during his grand entrance.
Man.
But we talked to the bouncer. I don't know if she ever told you this. There was a bouncer where you had to provide your name if you bought a ticket, and then he'd let you in. He was vacuuming a tiny red carpet. He has this massive light-up marquee with the poster that he was like, "Is there anyone with a hammer and nail?" And then the movie theater's like, "You can't, like, nail this thing up in our lobby."
He's trying to find tools.
That's crazy. I mean, like, and just like the thought, like, I feel like it probably also wasn't cheap to like rent out the theater either. But I guess at that point he already spent $20,000. So what's renting out like the studio for?
I think on the commentary edition of Enduring Destiny, I think he does say how much it costs to rent out Studio C. I'm gonna have to watch it again and get my facts up.
But yes, it's actually a very heartwarming, cathartic moment because that takes place in 2014. So we talked to a bunch of people that we interviewed back in 2011, 2012, and it's very funny that like they have graduated. They're like, "Oh, I drove 2 hours to get here." Meanwhile, my man Tom is like still there. Like he was still very much in East Lansing up to 2016 because we saw him working in Brody Calf.
I'll never forget that day that we sat at his table and we were like, or no, we sat one table away and we were like, TRK?
Yeah, we fangirled and he was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And we were like, "Oh, hey." I forgot if we even mentioned. I think we were just like, we had to have mentioned the film, right?
Oh, we did. We said that we liked it. You know what we should have done? Maybe he didn't believe us. What I'm thinking about it now, we should have just been like, look out for the bad guys, or giving him like a quote that he's like, "Oh my god, you do know ball. Like you do know this movie."
The thing is, like, I feel like even us just like approaching him and saying the name of the film is probably enough. I mean, like, I don't know that like everyone is talking about this movie.
I'm so sad because I was doing an interview or like a testimonial for first feature during the beginning of Enduring Destiny when it was showed. So I did miss seeing on the massive screen, "Look out for the bad guys."
Oh,
and son, I don't know if I hit my leg hard enough. Yeah, the thigh slap. By the time I was done, we were in the scene with the two neon pink earmuff wearers.
Was there a crowd reaction to the late night boobies scene where there's just like big honking tits on the screen?
No, and a dick. I saw that today. He flashes old man peen for like 2 seconds. And I was like,
were there any crowd reactions to any part of the movie?
Any laughs or anything?
Yeah, there was laughs. There was laughs on just like, I mean, because other than late night boobies, I don't really know how many jokes. Well, I'm sorry. Let me X out of this. That was a very intentional joke. Nothing there, but just a lot of like very dry line deliveries got some laughs. And I almost wanted to look to see if he laughed too, but I was in the third from the front row and he was probably in like the third or fourth from the back row. So I didn't want to keep like whipping my neck around to be like, "Is he reacting? What's he doing?"
I would have tried to sit right next to him, and my eyes would just 100% be on TRK the whole time. I want to know what parts he smiles at. I want to know what parts he nods his head at. Like, you know, the parts that he's most proud of.
Yeah, did you have eyes on him directly while you were watching this?
He was behind him.
Not while watching. I mean, occasionally I turn around, but he just kind of like was transfixed by the screen. He strikes me as just a man who just loves movie. Like you put a movie on and he's watching it. Doesn't matter what it is. He appreciates the screen. I told Caitlin the next day, I said, "You know who he is? He's James Rolfe in another life. Just loves the movies, tries to make his own. Maybe the results aren't quite spectacular, but he keeps trying. It's just James' careers took off and TRK's did not."
It's not too late. We can get him over the hump.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna make him a superstar before he's 50.
I am honestly, I feel like we've done our part more than anyone else at this point. I feel like we've personally introduced a lot of people to the movie.
I am kind of surprised that it hasn't blown up on like, you know, one of those like YouTube channels that like reviews bad movies or like commentates over them. Like I feel like that'd be a hit. You know what I mean?
I remember watching one video. It's like, "Hey, what's up? It's like the Sad Sack Boys. We're gonna get our big sacks of jelly beans and watch them." And they watched, like, they did a review of the movie, but it was like, "Oh, it's freaking retarded." Like, it was just like, it's stupid. I was like, "You're not treating it with the seriousness it deserves."
The people want to hear real reviews of this movie. Like, there's no point in making jokes. We know the jokes.
Exactly. We can quote them, but we won't be better than Thomas. Thomas is the one. He is the Prometheus. He is bringing us the fire.
You know what, guys? It actually is Friday night.
I screamed that line, and no one knew it was coming, so no one screamed it with me, but I was so happy. Put down the books, suck down the booze. It's Friday night. Aye! And then no one said anything as the film kept going, and quietly I said to myself, Rusty Russ Jameson.
If only TRK knew how much we knew about this movie. Like we would be able to go, like, you know, we give him all the fucking facts.
So I did impress him at the Q&A, mostly because I was also the only one who asked a good fucking question. So there was a Q&A in between the two films, which I was so nervous about, because I was like, you mean it's not after Enduring Destiny? Like, I have a bunch of Enduring Destiny questions. Like, I wanted to ask him, like, what does being supernaturalized mean? It's very important because you zoom in on Jake Conway's mouth when he says it. But I was like, fuck, what's like a general question? So I was the first one. I was the first question. And my question was, I forgot I got in trouble. My first question was, there's a bit where the audience, like the professors and some film students, they say it's like, you know, Enduring Destiny isn't just a bad film. It could have another life, like Rocky Horror, like Trolls 2, like these so bad it's good films.
They say that?
That have a cult, yeah, that has a cult following. And then they show clips of, you know, these various movies in like the midnight movie format. And I said, so during the film, they compared Enduring Destiny to these other cult movies, but the word cult wasn't coming to me. So I used the word schlock, which I thought in my head meant, you know, just kind of like schmaltzy, you know, like.
Okay,
pretty much the
I don't
same
even.
thing.
Is it even a word?
Yeah.
I've never heard that word before, so I don't really know what it means even.
And it's like inferior, like worse than trash. And when I did that, Curtis and Pete kind of narrowed their brow, and they're like, "You mean like a cult film?" I was like, "Yes." Oh god, I'm so sorry. Like a cult film. And I asked him, like, "Are you ever interested in, you know, touring Enduring Destiny?" And he gave me a look like he never fucking thought about it. Like he was like, "Oh yeah, it's on YouTube. I'd love to show it on the big screen." And I was like, okay, so that went over your head. That's fine. But I said, and while I'm on the mic here, have you ever thought about an adaptation on film for Murky McGrew?
Oh, shit.
And,
he was like...
And he lit up. He was like, the funniest story about Murky McGrew that was supposed to, which is, I was about to say, for people who don't know, literally no one knows other than maybe Adorno. Murky McGrew is a graphic novel that he wrote and then gave to a man who I think is an AI or a guy from a foreign nation who just used really bad Photoshop clip art to make it. And then as the book progresses, you can see the guy, either TRK ran out of money or the guy just got tired because like pictures are reused. There's like stick drawings. It's interesting in that it's a book that progressively gets worse quality as the book continues. But
it's a great like, coffee table reader. We've got one out here.
It is. Yes, I fucking love the Murky McGrew. I could write a whole dissertation about themes that are shared in TRK's work. The loss of masculinity being key most.
He's really into that. Really. And like, that was one of my weird things about the movie. I was like, why is he equating being in a wheelchair to the loss of your masculinity? Like, that feels like quite a jump. Like, you could say a lot of things about being in a wheelchair, but going for masculinity felt really weird.
The only thing I can think of is he grew up on a lot of 80s action movies. So I think he grew up and he internalized, like, that's what being a man is. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando or Predator. It's like Sly Stallone. So having that taken away from you is like the ultimate insult. And then maybe he didn't connect the fact that, like, no, like having your legs broken. Also, that was another big laugh when Sid very gingerly beat his legs with the hammer over and over.
Did you pop when the guy was doing, "Come on, guys, come on"?
I did.
Come on, guys.
Did, yes, I did. I'm sorry. I was like a kid in a fucking candy factory when he did that, and then he left the scene. I audibly said, "Let's hear it for Reggie."
Yes.
And no one said anything. But to double back, I asked about Murky McGrew, and he was like, "Oh, it's supposed to be a film, but it ended up it was too complicated for film, so we made it a comic book." And I was like, "Good, Aaron, you got it in there." The other questions were, dude, did you film by the discourse hole 8? Yeah, that's crazy. I filmed at the disc golf course hole 9.
For real?
That's not a question. Or another one was some guy was like, I'm not going to stay here for all of Enduring Destiny. Can you just tell me the plot?
What?
No, dumbass.
Sir.
Like, we're going to
That's
all
insane.
watch the
Also, just like
film
rude.
together.
Like,
Also, oh no, and there's another one. So I was the only guy outsider who asked a question. These are all film students. Another one was, dude, did you film a DMAT? Which is a room in the Com Arts building that leads to the sound stage where they have like the green screen and there's some editing computers in there. I took a lot of tests in there. And he just goes, DMAT? Yeah, it's red. Oh yeah, that red room. Yeah, that's DMAT.
What, dude? I really wish that like this was on like a weekend. I mean, I get why it was on a Wednesday because like it was the pre-show. But like if it was a day that we could have gone, we would have gone and we would have brought Bill with us, and what we would have done, we would have spread out amongst the seats. So when we all ask questions, it seems like there's just like various people spread out who are very interested in Enduring Destiny lore. Maybe do you think is TRK going to Chattanooga?
No, I don't think TRK leaves like Michigan. I imagine he'd be too Well, actually, never
for
mind.
The premiere of his thing.
Well, because he's posted. I don't know.
When is it?
I'd love to ask June, like mid-June.
What is it? Do we know if it's a week? I mean, $280 is a lot though to watch something I really don't care about. You know what I mean?
I would contact them and be like, "Can I get one day?" But I don't know if it works on a one-day thing or if it's just like, oh, it's playing over and over that weekend. But yeah, you have to pay $280.
Like, yeah, I wonder if there is a way. Maybe because if it is a weekend, it might be worth. Hey, a virtual badge is only $225.
It's only a 9-hour drive away.
Wait, can you volunteer?
And that's the cheapest option.
Wait.
If I fly there, not only are we paying $280, we're paying airfare, baby.
Guys, what if there's a volunteer option? We could literally volunteer and then shirk any responsibilities given to us and just go watch Enduring Destiny in our volunteer shirts. Like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah, what are you
is
gonna
this like
call
a big event? Is like I assume I don't know the scene of the film festivals.
I don't know either. All I know is the only reason I know is because it's on the website and Curtis told me that's the actual like grand premiere. Well, the final bit of the story. I mean, I had a great time. Oh, I forgot. There are talking dolls. Thomas Riley King, he made talking action figures of himself, and I got more lore into this. One, he wanted one of every single principal member of the cast.
Oh my god.
Two, he paid $500 to someone in 2013, and they said, yoink, got your money. And then he just paid another person. He's like, thank goodness Sandra came together and did it for me. That other person, they just jerked me around and took my money. And I was like, ah! Like, there's, like, lost money on Enduring Destiny. There's money he paid that didn't even go to anything. And then, so that's why he never sold them, despite saying that he would, is because he only ever made 2. And they were announced during the Q&A. Pete, the professor, said, so obviously we've got the lead of Enduring Destiny up here, but we've also got 2 key actors in the back. That's right. The Max Kenner dolls. And I shrieked. I almost went like, ah! Like, I was the only person in that room who cared that much about the dolls. But I was like, ah! They were in, I stood
So
next to
how
them
much did-
and I gave fun facts about them. I'm not even in the production staff, but I knew the most about these dolls. So people are taking pictures and they're like, oh, those are neat. And I was like, yeah, he was actually once selling them for $450, but I believe these might be the only two in existence.
And how much was he saying that they were being sold for here?
Well, no, he's not selling them anymore because they came from a storage locker that he has somewhere in Livonia, that he has just all the Enduring Destiny stuff, the huge marquee from the Studio C, the giant leg cast. These guys, they've just been in a locker stewing for 10 years, but I don't think he'll sell them anymore because they're special to him. Though he did confirm they don't talk anymore, which is very sad. But if you want to buy that big leg cast, that's $550. He put it on Facebook, and I said, "Dog, no one's buying that cast." But if you offer him the money, I'm sure he'll get rid of it. Now that I know that
signed
he's
or
paid,
anything, right?
Nope. It's also falling apart. It looks like a piece of shit. They had the guy who made it in the documentary, and he's like, "It's a piece of shit. Why does he still have it?"
He said that?
He did.
Man, was first feature just like entirely just everyone dogging on him?
It was a lot of dog. The movie is like 70 minutes, 80 minutes. It's like dogging on him for an hour of it. And then the final 20 is like, well, he did it. And I'm so proud of him. And it has clips from previous, I believe it was the episode where we talked about the peace pole and having hair pulled out of your scalp. I said, like, I can't believe he had a 10th anniversary showing and it wasn't open to us, random people who like the film. That is the finale of the documentary, is Curtis films people at the 10th anniversary showing, and like TRK is all happy. His friend made like little snack platters. He allowed him to nail his giant sign to the side of his house. And it's like, so that's like the upbeat, like, you know what? This little goober, he made his movie, and 10 years later, we're all still here to celebrate it. Fucking Bill Vincent was supposed to be there, but he was teaching a night class. I was like, oh, I'm so mad.
Wait, he was supposed to be at the premiere or at the anniversary? How old is this dude?
He was at TRK's 10th anniversary thing. This 80, at that point, 87, now 88-year-old man showed up to TRK's house to watch the 10th anniversary of that film. And then he was supposed to be at the premiere of First Feature, but he was just working the night class because he's a college professor at 88, which is also crazy because I never saw him. And I went to that school when he was like 78.
Listen, he's still booked and blessed and busy, apparently.
Well, you didn't see him because, you know, he has a lot of undercover police work he has to get done. So he's
Exactly. It tickled my fancy so much that he loved the line, like, how did you track me down? Facebook.
That is actually probably one of the best lines, if I'm being honest.
There are several clips of him, like Curtis. So they filmed it driving around in someone's car, because TRK famously does not have a car. That was a big sticking point, was apparently he would have them go on a bunch of errands, but he didn't have the car. So it's like, hey, can you pick me up? And then they'd pick him up and he'd be like, we need to drive an hour and 30 minutes into Traverse City. And they're like, fuck. But so Bill and him get out of the car and they're like, oh, Professor Vincent, how was it? And he goes, you'll have to check it on Facebook. Like he just fucking love it. And then they have clips of him decrepit at TRK's house. And he goes, can't wait to post this to Facebook. I was like, it's been 10 years. He loves that line.
That's great. Wow.
It was, and the final bit, my final moment was, I brought my copy of the Murky McGrew, and I said, TRK is going to be putting on a big show. He's going to be selling shit. I'm going to buy it all, and I'm going to get him to sign my book. But in the 3 times I approached him, he just seemed very calm, very demure, not really that showy. I didn't have a pen. There was no pen around. Like, I'd have to get a pen from the front and be like, sign my book. So I looked at him just kind of chatting with his ancient aunt, and Curtis was chatting with people on like a sit and stay or whatever, the things they put up so you can have a photo background for Instagram. And I was like, you know what, Aaron, you've done your job as a TRK historian. It's time to go. So I put the Murky McGrew back in my little satchel that I had worn exclusively to sneak the Murky McGrew into this event. And I said, time to go home.
Packed up your Murky McGrew and left.
I am glad though that he was happy to talk about it.
Very much so.
He deserved a little bit of happiness during this event where it was the premiere of a movie that just made fun of him effectively.
Shivers in the Attic, 11 years in production, $120,000 down the drain. He talked about all this new tech that the kids love, that I was like, Thomas, that's fucking horseshit. He filmed the whole thing in 360 so that you can watch it in VR. I said, that's going to be terrible. But as soon as it comes out, I'll buy an Oculus just to watch it the way you want me to, Tom.
We got it the way Tom intended.
Well, on that note, I guess we're out of here.
That's a super stuffed episode for you. Now I'm in my feels. Go watch Enduring Destiny. Don't say we sent you there. Just enjoy it. It's a piece of art in its own way. Sort of like how modern artists, paint a whole canvas black and that means something. That's Enduring Destiny to me.
Don't step on my brakes.
I'm enduring destiny.
The training never ends.
Yeah!
Perfect.